What's going on, everybody? It's Quicksilver here, and I am in my soon-to-be sorting room, which is going to be a proper storage room, unlike the place that we're using currently up in the normal part of the base. If you didn't see my last video, you may want to check it out. It kind of shows a little bit about what we're going to do in here, although I think most of it was more or less just aesthetic stuff to kind of figure out how we were going to create what we've got here. If you did watch my last video, you may notice I've done a little more building. I actually used up all my chests, man. I thought I had a ton of them. Actually, I think I had a complete stack of 64 trapped and 64 normal chests. I have 32 trapped chests left, rather. So I guess that's about right for what I've done. So unfortunately, a whole stack of chests only does 2 banks of these, so as you can tell, I've got a lot more that I'm going to have to do. Also, unfortunately, I guess, we are in no way do we have enough chests to sort every item in the game, so I think what I'm going to end up doing in here is I'm going to sort most items, but not everything. And I'm totally cool with that. Hopefully you guys are as well. There's a lot of things that I'm not going to want to sort in here, a lot of things that I don't really care about a ton. But I think we're going to hit most of the important stuff. It's going to give us a ton of storage space for everything and all that good stuff. So let me see some things to let you know about. I mentioned I was going to fix, I guess, the gaps in the chests. I don't like how you can see through there, but there's not a whole lot I can do. I did fix at least these initial chests right here. They were just sitting on top of whatever block was under them before, and you could really tell. But I think I've kind of camouflaged that a little bit now. The ceiling I've got sorted out. I think I did that last time with you guys on camera, and then really I just built the rest of this, I guess we can call it a colonnade. Did the floor, did the inverse steps that we're going to have our signage. I hope we're going to have our signage on for our item frames so that we can tell everybody what's in here. I guess everybody being just me, since I'll be the only person using this. So I guess let's talk a little bit about the strategy behind this thing. I'm planning on having a bunch of dump chests, maybe just throughout my entire base, that will all sort here. Some of them are things that are already in place, like I think the pork storage chest that we've got up in our pig farm. I'm going to actually use hoppers. I'm going to wire it up so that it's going to send everything down into our hopper chain. The same thing, well, I don't know if I'll do it with the cow farm, because I actually have a looting sword that I'm still using in there a lot, and I don't want to just kill all my cows and have a bunch of raw meat come down here. So I'm not sure if I'll hook those guys up to it or not yet, but I'm thinking maybe the mine, certainly. Maybe the wood farm over there might be kind of nice to have that do some of the stuff as well. Oh, one thing that I don't know if I shared with you guys about that wood farm that I built several episodes back. I never really realized that the only thing I ever really considered using in it was just the oak trees that I use to get all my wood for everything, but you can use other trees in there as well, and it will work just as well with them. So far I've used birch trees, I've used spruce trees as well. The oak trees work in there. I think jungle trees could be a problem, but I haven't tried it yet. I'm not sure if they'll even grow in this space. And any of the trees that you want to grow using 4 saplings obviously are not going to work in there because you only have 1 spot to plant. But yeah, so if you have one of those farms and you're wanting to do a project like this that's really wood intensive and iron intensive, I highly recommend building that tree farm. You're not going to be able to see it from here. Don't worry about it. I highly recommend building the tree farm. If you don't know what I'm talking about, or just kind of found me, go ahead and check out a few episodes back. I think I've got some stuff in there. I know I have some stuff on building that tree farm, and as well as a link to, I think it was Mumbo Jumbo's design that I used, and I've got a link to it. He's got a really great tutorial on it. So I guess let's talk a little bit about how all this stuff is going to work. I still haven't built any of the redstone back here. I wanted to make sure I did that kind of hopefully on camera with you guys. I'm really hoping this little ridge right here isn't a problem. We'll know more as I start to build my the redstone for this thing. But I guess let's explain kind of what I've got in mind. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have basically have a hopper chain that I've got to pick a side where I want to start the sorting, and I think I may regret it, but I think I'm going to start on this left-hand side. So what will happen is I will have a hopper chain that's going to come down from the ceiling and into basically just a whole bunch of hoppers that are going to feed all the way around this entire room, basically go all the way down this whole hallway that we've kind of built back here. And then when we get to the end here, I'm probably going to have to dig back another block Yeah, I think I am gonna. Yeah, I'll definitely have to dig back another block here, but then we'll turn it around the corner behind here. I'll have a wall at the end of this, so we'll turn it around the corner and then we'll send it back up this way. My other thought, maybe I should rethink this. Anyway, once we're at the end of the hopper chain, I will have just a dumping area so that anything that will just drop down, straight down into lava. So anything that I throw into my hopper chain on accident, if it's something that I want, like if I don't have diamond storage, not going to happen. If I don't have something with a storage thing here, like let's say for example, I'm not going to do all the different colors of wool in here. I'll manually sort those. That's not a big deal. Let's say I accidentally throw purple wool in there or something like that. Then what will happen is, instead of it, if I have like 10 stacks of it, unlikely, but if I did and I threw them all into the hopper chain, it could in all likelihood back up the hopper chain, and then the last 5 or 6 chests that are there wouldn't, if something got sent down the hopper stream that was supposed to sort into them, it would never reach there because I would have my hoppers all full of wool. So what I'm going to do to avoid having that happen is I'll just have to be vigilant about what I have stored down here, and if it's something that is that's not accounted for here, then at the very end the last hopper will just feed without any sorting straight down into a little lava pit or something. So that's how I will handle anything that's not supposed to be in the system, which will also give us a nice little trash system. For example, I don't plan to keep gravel stored, at least not down in here. So if I have any excess gravel, for example, when I'm down in the mines, and you always end up with a ton of that crap and you never really know what to do with it, because if you have any kind of advanced base, you've probably got a skeleton farm and or some source of arrows, so you don't really need the gravel to get flint or anything. So that will get dumped off into lava, and like I said, hopefully I won't throw anything important in there like a diamond sword that I'm not going to sort or anything like that. So anyway, enough of that babble. Just while I was talking to you guys, I'm maybe having second thoughts on bringing my hopper chain down here, just because I know I do have some redstone right around here from where the pig farm is. It would probably be easier just to have my hopper chain come around here and then dump it down into lava. And also, I don't think I'm going to be coming back here very often once this thing is all built. However, once I come down here, I need to have a way out of this room, and it's in all likelihood going to be over here. So if I have my dumping ground and lava and all that stuff here, then every time I come in or out through what will ultimately be a door over here, I got to play dodge the lava or look at it or hear it or whatever. So I think I will bring my hopper chain in here, because I don't think I've got anything here other than some dirt. It may require, actually it's probably going to require some additional terraforming. Let's go take a peek out here so we can figure it out. Yeah, unfortunately, unless I bring it in right here, which I don't know, man, because there's my pig farm. I'm not even sure where all this stuff butts up. I'll have to check my coords and I'll get some of that figured out off camera before I bring in my hopper chain. But if it's something where I've got to, let me see, where's my door? Yeah, hello, that's one way to get down here. If I've got to do a little terraforming because there's no dirt there for me to hide the hoppers with, then so be it. I'll do some of that. I'm not too concerned with it. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and throw my little gravel block back in here. And you know what? I was actually going to go ahead and start building some of the redstone. Sorry guys, my mind's a little scattered. It's probably not good that I'm recording a video when I've got a scattered brain, but if I did that, I would never record videos because I'm always scatterbrained. Anyway, let me go ahead and figure out those coords and figure out where I'm going to bring the hopper chain in, because that's going to dictate where I start doing my redstone work, and that's really what I want kind of today to be about. Again, just to give props and credit, because I like to give credit where credit is due, I do think I'm using a new system to sort these things out. It's something that I'd like to say I came up all by myself with, but my good friend in real life as well as Minecraft, Bloodstone 2011, I'm not sure if he's the birth father of this thing or not. As far as I know, he is. However, I did make some modifications to it so that it would work with the multi-chest system that we've got here. He is not a YouTuber, so I know he's not going to care about me putting this stuff on there. And if somebody sees this design and you go, wait a minute, that's not your stuff, then I apologize to whoever did come up with it. I don't want to steal anybody's glory. I'm just building a damn sorting system and trying to show you guys how it works. So, alright, let me get some coords figured out, figure out where we're going to bring in our hopper chain, and I will be right back. Alright, I think I've got everything figured out now, guys. I guess first things first, I went ahead and emptied this chest out, which was my dumping ground, and I moved it over to here. And I decided I am going to bring in my hopper chain from over here. Basically, the redstone that we're going to need 2 spaces to have two two hoppers that are going to feed into the chests all along the top here. So we want to be 3 blocks back is where we can bring in our hopper chain. So I went ahead and I figured that out, and actually without really even doing any real terraforming or anything, I think we might be okay. Although I'll probably do some stuff to it just because I'm not going to like the way this is going to look just dropping in like this. But at least for now, ta-da, that's where we're going in. I did throw this block and this block in here, but I think I'll probably build this up another level of dirt, of dirt, so that we can actually have stuff coming from all over the base here and feeding into that. The other option is to have it go ahead and just feed in once we're actually down here in this room, but I'd really rather not do that. So I guess the next thing I got to do is let's go ahead and start our hopper chain here. So we want to do that. Then let me see here. I think I've built this thing so that I'm going to actually be building my hopper chain proper hopper chain. That's kind of fun to say. Anyway, I think I'm going to actually be building it right as soon as we come in. I'm going to start zipping them over here. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and set up this first round of hoppers, or of chests here. So we're going to do this, and I'll do something with this ceiling eventually, but for right now, guys, I don't care. So alright, here's our hopper chain. So when we throw any item into that hopper up there, am I going to fall? No. Anytime we throw something into that hopper right there, right now, it would just go zoop and get zipped along here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to get these guys set up so that we can start doing some sorting on them. Alright. Man, this is a little bit of a pain in the butt. So alright, there's that. Now I'm going to have to get some room to stand behind them, and that's not going to be that big of a deal because ultimately I'm going to be standing behind them anyway. You know what? Oh, baby. Yeah, life is good. Just got fed into the chest. That's okay, though. That's okay. Ultimately, that's what we want, right? So, alright, I think, yeah, cool. I've only set up these top chests. So, let's go ahead and feed some into the, figure out how we're going to get these things down. And I'll explain while I'm doing this why I'm feeding these things over 2 blocks instead of doing the sorting right there on the chests. So, alright, first of all, I mentioned in my last video the way that I'm going to set this thing up, it's not going to be conducive so that, for example, if I want to throw something in the top chest from in here, if I throw something in the top chest, it's staying in the top chest. It's not going to feed down to the bottom chest like would be ideal. But I'm not too worried about that. Like I said, the main purpose of this room is so that the things that we auto sort will go into the chests, and we'll have basically these little silos of stuff. So once the bottom chest gets emptied out, anything we feed through should get dumped into it, because what will happen is as we empty out this bottom chest, anything that's stuck in this hopper will feed in to take its place, and then once that's done, anything in this hopper will feed down and then in, etc., etc. So ultimately it will all work its way down into this chest as we remove it from here. But there are times where this chest might, like if there's one item in this chest, there might be a full chest here and a full chest here, so it's not going to feed into it. But again, once we get that last item out of there, actually that's not accurate. I guess it would feed in there as soon as we start emptying it out. So anyway, as long as I'm not relying on saying, okay, I'm going to stick a bunch of blocks up here and thinking they're going to dump down to here, they're not, because once they're in a chest, they're going to stay in a chest. If they're in a hopper, then they'll feed down. So pant. Okay, hopefully that made sense. Hopefully you guys understand all that. So I guess the next thing I need to do, and man, this is where I'm really hoping I don't have to go doing any digging projects. I think I'm going to want to pull a signal to do some sorting out of this second hopper. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build off of that. And here, I think we want to do 2 blocks. Here we're going to do 2 blocks. Then, man, oh man, am I doing this the right way? I hope I am. Yeah, then we want to connect that so we have like a little horseshoe pattern there. And I think that's right for now. Let me hop up here. And I think, so far I think I know what I'm doing, guys, but I am probably going to take a break here in just a minute just because I want to make sure that what I'm doing is working. Because actually, you know what, that is absolutely not right. Because we got to pull a signal off of this thing before I do the part that I was trying to build. So give me just a moment, guys, and I will be right back and we'll continue this. Okay guys, I just slept the night away and I did take a look at what I need to do here, and unfortunately I am going to have to dig back another block or two so that I have room for all this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do that off camera because I know that's boring as hell for you guys. And yeah, then I'll be back and we'll go ahead and we'll dig this thing out. But the long and the short of it is I need to pull my signal. Let me do a little bit more explaining here. Items come in here. We're going to immediately start filtering them out here. So let's say we want to have cobblestone in this first chest. We'll have our filter system set up right here to sort our cobblestone, which is really going to be the same as every other the system that I did a tutorial on before, as well as every other version that I've ever seen. If that happens to be cobblestone, then it'll pass down here and go into here. If it's not cobblestone, let's say it's fish, it'll keep passing down until it finds a place where it can be sorted down. So since this is our sorter, I guess our filtering system, then we need to pull our signal off of here with a comparator. So that's why we have this first little row of stuff. The next thing we're going to have to do is I'm going to build that little horseshoe looking dude that I was showing you guys, and that fits in here perfectly, which is awesome sauce. But unfortunately on the back side of that I need to have a redstone torch. So I think I've got to dig out just one block's difference all the way down, which means I've probably got to do it on the other side as well. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do off camera, but that is going to show you at least the topmost level of this. Then we'll build some other stuff down here in the middle that'll do all the rest of our work. So that is what I'm about to go do. And actually, you know what, I promised you I was going to tell you one other thing while I was building this, and I just realized I didn't. The reason that I have to have this 2 blocks away instead of building all this 1 block closer over here is I need to lock these bottom hoppers so that they don't let anything feed through unless the filter says it's okay for it to go through. That's actually how it works and how it pulls things down, which means I have to have redstone torches powering these guys. And that's all hunky-dory and good and well, but the problem becomes, or a block underneath it that's powered by a redstone torch. The problem becomes if I don't have this gap in here, then the torches that power and unpower these also power and unpower some of these hoppers that are just supposed to be letting everything flow down as it needs to. So we end up creating a problem for ourselves if we don't push this 2 blocks away from our chest sorting system. So like I said, alright, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to dig this out now, but I promised that I would tell you guys that while I was placing these, and I just realized I didn't, so I thought I'd go back and go ahead and tell you that. So I will be right back in a moment with I guess another block dug out of here. Okay, seriously, something's got to be done about these guys. Okay guys, apparently the slime farm is picking up our presence and way overproducing. I don't even know what the hell to do with these things. I didn't think this was an XP farm. Okay, I have widened out that room. I don't know why I came back in here while I was killing slimes, but it seemed like the thing to do at the time. So anyway, there we go. We have a ton more slime balls that we don't need. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these guys. Maybe I should put lava here and let them drop into that. Anyway, yeah, I did go ahead and I broke that out, or killed the wall there, so we have enough room to build this thing now. But also want to let you know, I realized I was going to do the same thing back here, and I also realized we're going to need this top block free back here. So that presented a little bit of an interesting challenge. I won't call it a problem because it was resolved. But right up there is kind of a walkthrough the area that I have in our very crowded pig farm underbelly. So yeah, I've got that resolved now, so I was able to, I blocked it in. We can't walk through the area where it was anymore. However, I was able to dig another pathway around, so that worked out. This is all the same height now over here as it is over here. And now I'm going to shout up about slimes and pigs and all that good crap, and we're going to get to finishing up this redstone because I'm pretty sure we're probably starting to get close to time on this episode. But I will not leave you without at least getting this thing built in here and trying to show you how it works. So I need to go back here all the way to the wall, and I think I also want to keep this block, if I'm not mistaken. I hope we do. So alright, so there's that. Now let's go ahead and see if we can't get some of our redstone placed on here. So we're going to hop up here really fast, and we're going to get some of this stuff figured out. First of all, let's get back here. First thing we need to do is we've got to, there we go. Got to be able to pick up our signal off of, oh man, got to be able to pick up our signal off of these hoppers here, so we can tell when the filtration system has detected something that we want to sort. So we're going to do that with that. So that would be thing one. So that is going to send power into this block, which we are then going to pick up there and here. So okay, if I can stay on top of the blocks, I will show you why that's going to work. Even though we're only getting one signal off of the stuff here, we're actually going to have one signal in here anyway, so this will always be on. We want to power that when we have a positive return, I guess we call it. So if we have cobblestone in here and more cobblestone comes in, we want to extend the one pulse signal that we're going to have here to go to 2, so that we can then pick it up on this side. So what we're going to do then is we're actually going to use a redstone torch on the end of this block, and that's going to turn off when we have a proper signal in there. So then I'm going to put 2 repeaters here to avoid any cross wiring issues that we're going to get off the middle, and then we'll do that. So that now locks this hopper and the hopper on the far side there. So that, bam, we've already got set up, so life is good and it's working the way we want it to. So the next little bit is to sort out our middle area here. So when we have this thing feeding in, we're getting power into this block. So we're going to pick that signal up. Let's just drop down here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put in some blocks here now, and we're going to pick that signal up here. And then I'm trying now. See, now I'm starting to get fuzzy again. I'm going to have to go away and look at what we've got so I can come back and do this properly with you. So we're going to do that. And that's nice. We're growing some grass. And this block is what will be getting power already, which is why we have these guys here. So we should be able to pick up that signal there, and then if that is powered, we can, man, I hope I'm doing this right, guys. And then we'll want to have that guy here. Hang on, it's kind of coming back to me as I build this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build it with you, and then I'll check it. So I know we want to have that torch here. So this is now powered, locking our middle repeater, or our middle hopper rather. Yeah. I'll throw a repeater in here. I don't think we need any ticks on that one. That should be fine as it is. So then that gives us that. So if this block is powered, then we need enough signal to get that to power. If that powers, then it will hit into this block, becomes powered, our repeater picks it up and then turns this torch off. So right now we have all 3 of these hoppers locked, I'm pretty sure, and let's make sure of that by trying to feed something into the hopper chain here. I'll throw 1 cobblestone there, and I think actually it'll probably be right here. Yep, maybe not. It might not be anywhere. Is it in the end? Nope. Where did it go? Oh, you know what? It fed in here because we're not filtering anything. You big dummy. No? Oh, down here at the very bottom. No, down here at the very bottom, maybe. Alright, I have a missing piece of cobblestone. I've got to find this thing, guys. Actually, you know what? It probably should be, I would think, in one of these guys since they're locked. No? Okay. Alright, I will look for the missing piece of cobblestone and figure out where the hell it went. Actually, you know what? I can tell you where it is because right here we're getting power. So it didn't feed into that first item. It didn't feed into the first one. Why is this getting power? Alright, let me look at this stuff. Maybe I wired something wrong here. I want to make sure before I waste any more of our time here. So I will be right back in just a minute, guys. Alright, guys, I am back, and I figured out actually where the cobblestone went, and I actually figured out something else kind of important. When I built this, I did everything pretty good, but I forgot to put a piece of redstone right there. That way this will pick up the signal from this block above when it gets powered in, and then it'll send the signal down here when it gets enough to filter. And actually in trying to the piece of cobblestone was actually in this hopper right here, which I should have known because this thing was powered and was lit up, but I didn't figure it out. But actually in doing this experiment, it actually showed me something important to this whole design that I had not realized. When I dropped the piece of cobblestone into this hopper, I expected it would have just filtered down here and we would have had that happen here, which is why I sounded kind of confused when we were chatting before. But for what I just learned was, I guess when you drop an item into a hopper, it I thought it would filter down, but it doesn't. Apparently it just zips it along to the next one, and then it starts to apply the filtering. So I've moved my entry point hopper one block over, so it's not actually in anything sorting. So if I throw an item in here now, like a this, then we get what we're expecting, and our item is in this chest right here, or in this hopper rather, right here. And the reason it's there and it doesn't filter down or move on is because that is indeed locked right here by this block that's getting a redstone signal here. So we've successfully got our redstone set up for this, and we are actually probably running really low on time. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to set up a quick little sorting test here, and we will, oops, I forgot I moved everything over here. We will make sure that this works, and then I will call this the end of the video. So I'm going to need, I think it's 21 items. I'm going to use leaves as my I don't care about you block, at least for now, because they're pretty plentiful, they're easy to get, and as far as a sorting block goes, I'm going to need a bunch of them. So what I need to do is we're going to throw down, I need 3 blocks here, and then the other 18 there. I'll throw my cobblestone in here, and we are now set up for this to sort cobblestone. And as you can see, this is powered on, and we have our signal right here, but we're not coming through to this back where we're going to turn all this stuff off. So if I throw some stuff in here, the only thing I can't do is I can't throw leaves in here now, or it'll cause all sorts of issues that are a pain in the butt. But if I throw, let's say I throw 3 dirt blocks in there, those are not going to be here, but we'll see that they are here. Yep, there's all 3 of them, and that's a beautiful thing. Now if I take my cobblestone, I think it's gonna keep one of them, so I'll go ahead and I'll throw 3 in here, and I expect to see 2 actually get filtered. I might have done 4. I expect to see 4 of them, or 3 of them get filtered down here. I think this is gonna hang on to one of them. Yeah. So there's none, there's just the one in here, which is what we want. Now I should be able to get check down here in this bottom chest, and voila, there's our 3 cobblestone. So that tells me that we are sorting as we should, and all I have to do now is I've got to repeat this the whole way down here, and then turn the corner once I'm down there and figure out what I want to go where. So like I said, I know this video has gone a little bit long, guys, but hopefully it was at least entertaining, if not instructional for you. But yeah, this is the new sorting system. And actually, you know what, I can't believe I'm doing this. I haven't actually talked about why I'm building it this way instead of just building one of the other ones. 2 things. First of all, I think this system is a little bit superior. JL from the ZipCrowd server has, as is typical, has a fantastic solution to the same problem that I'm about to outline, but he uses pistons for it, and I didn't like the noise the pistons were making, and as you can tell, this one's completely silent. But the problem with the standard sorting setup that I explained to you guys and taught you how to do in the tutorial is if you get all your chests full of items and they start to back up into here, when your items back up into here, then you can get a bunch of power in here. And what'll happen is everything will start to everything will sort through here. You get enough power that your signal stays off, and you unpower these, and just everything starts to try and sort through, and it can break your whole sorting system. So what the benefit of this is there's no way for the power is all independent. And in the other sorting setups, you get this kind of an array. Actually, I should do it like this. Well, here we go. I'll stand on this block because we don't really need it. You get an array kind of like this, where you have this going on, and your comparators are feeding in here, and the block next to it. The problem is, you're relying on, there's only 1 signal here, so it's not going to be able to ever get over 2 and then 3 signals to power this one. Well, but that's not entirely true, because if your hoppers back up and you have full hoppers, then you have enough signal to push down not only through this one but through successive ones as well. So you end up with your items going places that they shouldn't be. So the beauty of this system, like I said, is everything is isolated and independent. There's no way for the power to cross wire and for to have your signals get crossed and everything go where it's not supposed to. So, alright, that is going to be a video for me, guys. I will go ahead and continue to do some of this stuff and try and get some of the I guess the item frames in place so that we'll be able to tell what's where down here. But if you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up, and if you really liked what you saw, please go ahead and subscribe. I will keep putting these things out, and I will catch you guys next time. Whoa, not so fast. Okay, guys, sorry to interrupt this ending, but I just realized something pretty major. I made a big flaw in this design that I wanted to show you really fast before we close this video out. I really apologize. I know it's long, long. Thanks for bearing with me. If you notice, I have 64 items in here, and the reason for that is because the block that this thing is sitting on is getting powered by this stuff that's going on here, or this is feeding power to this block. We're bud feeding this guy. So what we have to do to fix that is I got to pop that guy back out, and I am so sorry I knew this, but I was so excited to show you guys. I forgot. We want to throw a half slab here because that way we can't power it, and then I should be able to throw this guy back on here, and now we should see that thing's emptying out. So that's what we want to see. I had gone ahead and fed the other items into this thing so that I could get that working, and notice that for some reason the stuff in the middle was not emptying out. So that is why, that is all, and I will leave you again with this ending. Sorry about the interruption. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time.